Give it a rookie.
All right, shalom, shalom. I have on there the banner, which everything is passed. May 10th, third new moon. May 13th and 17th, Puerto Rico Pentecost. May 16th, Holy Convocation. Pentecost, May 15th to the 16th, 2021. Last I have it on here, we'll change it. All right, after the day, the Pentecost in Puerto Rico it was a beautiful thing, man, to see people that looked like you and spoke Spanish. You know what I'm saying? To see all shades of brown all through Puerto Rico, man. And nobody, it was, it was no like, what would you call it? Discrimination. You know, if you're light brown versus dark brown, everybody was together chilling. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was together just chilling, man. You know, uh, I know there are, I know there are discriminations on the island. Um, People not accepting the people of the island, the Puerto Ricans, the lords. What is it called? They used to call themselves the lords of what?
The Lords of
Honorable lords or something like that. It was the Taino Indians, and it was also the huh? No, Boricua just means blessed of Yah. It's just the noble lords. You can look that up. You know, the Taino Indians were once the noble lords. Okay, you can look that up. All right. And Puerto Rico just means port of riches. Right. You can't take some cargo and just set it on top of a person. You know, doesn't make any sense. But they were called Taino Indians, and they were called the noble lords. But they are from the tribe of Ephraim, which is Joseph's son, Manasseh and Ephraim. Okay, Manassites are the Cubans, and Ephraim are the Puerto Ricans today, right? And that I'd like to just say shalom. Thank y'all for tuning in. Those who are tuning in right now, we'll give these four more people a chance to get in the room, Lord willing. Like I said before, Torah portion is a time for people to sit down and go over the law with people that do it every Sabbath service, to learn the law, to understand what you're supposed to do, to get the milk. All right. It's the statutes and the commandments, the judgments. All right, statute, commandment, and the judgments. All right, and you can get these four major important things. You know, moral, civil, dietary, and ceremonial. These things are always talked about in the Torah portions. Okay, every Sabbath service this is done at 12:30. Salaki about the time today. I really tried my best to do it at 12:30. Some things went wrong that I done wrong on my part. I would like to apologize for that, but things will be starting at 12:30. Lord willing. Okay. What else I wanted to say? But yeah, Puerto Rico was beautiful. Just to finish what I was saying about it. Our visit there was celebrating Pentecost with numerous of brothers, and salute to the brothers. Double honors to the elders that ruled well, that was around there and that was doing their thing. And shout out to the brother Yariel, who um he had a seminar, you know, a martial arts seminar there. You know, brother did a good job. Go out to Zaquan Powerzad and his wife are, quickly putting everything together. Throw out to Zaquan Nathaniel for the turbans that he bought. You know, I got my first turban. You know, I'm gonna try my best to get really good at putting it on. Um, met some beautiful spirited brothers up there, man. Aish, Matiyahu, Slim, Noel, um, uh, Aish, the brother Yahawashai, Lakam, and Gabar, um, a brother named Jay, Um, and we all have fun. We went up to Puerto Rico. We had fun. Um, and like every trip, there's complications. We need to talk about that. It's none of your business. Um, the weather was insanely hot, according to a soldier, and an officer was. The weather was kind of hot, man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that Texas humid weather, though. When you walk outside after you just finish taking a shower and you start sweating, you know, it wasn't that weather. It was pretty hot, man. Um, a lot of mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get bit up. The bond did. He was probably eating some sweet fruit. Who knows? You know, what else? Oh, what else? What else? I wanted to say. Oh, met a cool sister out there that braid hair. Shout outs to her. She braids hair. So if anybody's out in Puerto Rico, they want their hair braided, hit me up. I can give you the number to her. She's really good. Um, met another brother Paul out there, Lord willing, in Tazawan Yahweh. He get it together in his truth, and he stays steadfast. But hey, the plane ride was crazy on the way back. It was crazy leaving New Jersey to Puerto Rico, man, because the turbulence, I didn't like it. But hey, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? If it be his will, it's his will. If I'm caught fighting against the will of the Most High, I'm against him. So, had to accept it. And what more to accept? Your life is in the Most High's hand, 35,000 feet in the air. What better time to understand that you have no control over your life? The Most High has all control over your life. I want to bring out a little precept real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures speak of plenty of times that your life don't belong to you. All right. This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, and verse 39. And it reads, "But if it be of God, ye cannot overthrow it. Least happily ye be found even to fight against God." And you don't have control over your life. You know? Women don't have control over their life. When it comes, the husband has control over the wife's life and the things that she does, what she does, and how she's supposed to operate. And if that woman don't come to realization that her life belongs to her husband and their life both belongs to the Most High, then and just to throw this out there, ladies, stop teaching your daughters to be in a relationship and be independent. You need to teach them to be interdependent. All right. And what else? Um, don't teach them to be obedient to God and not be obedient to their husband. That's just something I want to just say and jump out of that. Just the Sabbath service is not about that. So I just wanted to say that because I was kind of on the topic. Um, Anybody got anything to say about this weekend, about stuff that happened? Plane ride was crazy, back from Puerto Rico. And we about to set up some stuff going to Memphis real soon. All right. I'm gonna get the dates. We gotta get together with the Quanium and go over things and what should happen, and everything. Um, anything to say? Nicole Raka? Okay. Um, all right, then let me take this down. Cool. Got that down. And then we'll start the prayers and we'll get, it's going to be a quick Sabbath service. It's not a lot to read, but the breakdown is very important. So that's what we'll do. Get the prayers. We'll shoot up some prayers. Kind of Mariam upon Jerusalem. I mean, everybody face the east, get ready for prayer. Shalom, shalom. Go here, quick. All right, this is the Abanawa found in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9 to 15. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shekah, Yahweh, Olafuka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ratazah, Kahaya, Bashamayim, Yanawa, Lacham, call your womb, Masalakina, Kabawakina, Asalakina, Kabawakina, Wala'a, Tabi'anawa, Binasai one, Abashayina, Munra, Ayah, Ka, Amalakwa, Allah, Taparat, Alalamia, Aman, Bahashim, Yahshah, Amashiach, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, here on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us, our debts, we forgive, our debtors. So lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, the glory, forever, forever. Hashem, Yahushua, Mashiach. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Gracias por danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas como nosotros perdonamos. No nos dejes caer en tentación. Hashem, Yahushua, Mashiach. Shasharah. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house, still be praising Salah. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose Alahai is Yahweh. I will extol thee, my Alahai, O King. I will bless thy name forever, ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever, ever. Great is Yahweh and greatly to be praised. His greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of thy glorious honor, thy majesty, and of thy wondrous works. Men shall speak of the might of thy terrible acts. And I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness. They shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh was gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. Bow down. The eyes of all wait upon thee. Thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thy hand to satisfy the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh to all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth forevermore. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Bahashem, Bahashem, Yahushua, Yahushua, Shiach, Yahushua.
That's the first three prayers of the Amada, Abawaf, Barak, Ta, Yahweh, Alahayanahu, Alahaya, Bathanahu, Alahaya, Abaraham, Alahaya, Itazaka, Walahaya, Yuqwa, Allah, Sharia, Allah, Aliyawan, Gamo, Kasarayam, Rak, Ta, Yahweh, Gun, Abraham, the war, Ata Yahweh, war, Nawalam, Yahweh, Khaya, Matayam, Yah, Dawama, Ka, Malak, Awalam, Yah, Makaya, Barak, Ata, Yahweh, Khaya, Matayam, Put the war shots, Shemihaw, Yahweh, Ata, Kadiyash, Washika, Kadawash, Wakadawashim, Bukal, Yabon, Allah, Barak, Ata, Yahweh, Ha'Allah, Hakadawash. Bless you, Yahweh, our fathers, our Abraham, our Isaac, our Yaakov, Almighty power, Most high power, bestows mercy, bless you, Yahweh, Shed of Abraham, your mighty Yahweh, forever. Yahweh, who sees the dead, who is comparable to you, King of eternity, who caused death, gives life. Bless you, Yahweh, gives life, to the dead. You are holy, Yahweh, your name is holy. And the holy ones, every day, praise you, forever. Bless you, Yahweh, powerful, Hashem, Yahushua, Mashiach.
A psalm for the Shabbat day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh, to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High,
To sheet forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon a palace, and upon a harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy works. I will triumph in thy works of thy hands. Yahweh, how great are thy works! Thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither do a fool understand it. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. Lo, thy enemies, Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered, but my horn shalt thou exalt, like the horn of a unicorn. Shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eye also shall see my desire of my enemies, and my ear shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of Al-Ahayah. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing to shew that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock. There is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. 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 Bahashem. Bahashem. Yahushua. Mashiach. All right. Everybody good? Yeah.
All right, just a second. We'll start. Shalom, shalom. I'm back. All right. Make sure go over here real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Share my screen real quick so I know they can't see it. Okay. Whew. Okay, if y'all read Numbers, a very important one in determining the father, you can go to Numbers 1 and 18. Okay, all things was taken care of through the army and jobs and everything else was according to the fathers. You were always what your father was. In his steed and his job, you do his job, and it's a good thing. It's like whatever your father do, you do. You know what I'm saying? Your father's a carpenter, you be a carpenter. You know what I'm saying? Now these days, your father ain't shit, you ain't shit. You know, you got to break those curses, and father ain't shit. Make sure your son's something, and then your son do the same thing. Your son, it just makes it a lot easier. That way, you're just learning the same thing down the line. The jobs get greater and greater and greater. You build, everything gets greater. Everything is much best when everybody is doing the same thing, having the same job. Okay? It just works best that way. All right? So go to Numbers chapter 4 and verse 21, and we'll start from there. Let me get there myself. Now you got to pay attention to what's going on in this lesson, okay? Because when we go into the prophets and the gospel, everything will add up. All right. If you have any questions, please write. All right, and Baba Kushak, go to our YouTube and watch from our YouTube page. Okay. Go to our YouTube page, support us, get us into the algorithm. That'll be best. Now, the bad thing about it is when that day comes and you're being judged and you don't know what you're being judged for because you didn't attend Sabbath service, that's on you. And we know that Sabbath service is not a very popular thing in Israel. People will go watch a camp video, see a couple precepts, read each book, and barely touch the law. And when they read through the law, they'll skim through it, they'll read all the way through it, and they'll leave it alone and go to the prophets. Man, the Sabbath, the law is read every week like clockwork. Okay, it's always being read. Right? All you got to do is tune in and find out what's going on. All right. Numbers chapter 4, starting at verse 21. And I'm going to do it with the blue letter because it's just a lot better. All right. Duties of the Gershonites, Merites, and the Kohathites. All right. And both of these all these the Gershonites are Levites. The Merites are Levites. The Kohathites are Levites. The Aaronites are Levites. But this is just according to your fathers and what the service that the Most High wanted you to do, according to your father. So whatever the Gershonites did, it was the father whose name was Gershon. So now his sons are Gershonites. Like I'm Marakai. My sons will be Marakadites. They're Marakadites. This will be their jobs. This is what they will be doing throughout their life. The job will not change. They will be doing just that. So whatever job that the Most High gave you to do, you will be doing just that. If I teach the Sabbath service, this is what the Most High has chose me to do. You will be doing the same thing. Welcome to your job. The same thing. I always did what your father did. And you did it better than him. And that's the whole thing, is to do it better. Okay, so when you go into these jobs, or matter of fact, let me finish. So when you go into these jobs, you learn them, you do the best that you can, and you teach them. You do that. Promise that I made of the Most High is that my son would do his duties. I would teach my bond to do his duties. Now he's the only son. Now imagine if I had 5 sons, it would be competitive in studying the law. It would be a competitive thing. It will. Because one of the sons are going to be trying to fulfill what the father wanted him to do. So it'll be a competition between all you, not a negative competition, but it would be a positive competition to see who learns more and do more and do what the Most High wants them to do. So if you got one son or two sons, one is not competing, one is competing, you can see what's going to happen to the other one. He's not going to have the best job that the other son would do, that the other son would do. But if you got one son, that son needs to compete for a job in the kingdom to do what the father wants him to do. Now pay attention. Watch this. This is Numbers chapter 4, verse 21. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take also the sum of the sons of Gershon throughout the house of their fathers, by their families, from 30 years old and upward until 50 years old shalt thou number them. All that enter and to perform the service, to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. Okay. Is the tabernacle and the temple the same thing? What is the tabernacle?
Tabernacle is where the Levites go and do their jobs. The temple is where all the rest of Israel is.
We have boom. You see here? This is the temple. This out here is the tabernacle. You got the court of the tabernacle, right? You got the tables where they slaughter tables and stuff, brass and altar, brass and lever, court of the tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? This is the tabernacle. And from here, you got Judah, Issachar, I think it's Naphtali, right? I could be wrong. But at the same time, the tribes will be set out here doing the booths, Feast of Booths. You know what I'm saying? The tabernacles out here. So here is the court of the tabernacle, and here's the temple, right? We go back here. So here we go. To perform, I'm in verse 23, to perform the service, to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. So if the job is to perform the service, to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation, who are the ones that are doing the work in the tabernacle of the congregation? Is it all Levites? Or is it some Levites?
Aaronites.
So who's
Gershonites,
so the Aaronites and the Gershonites and the Merites. Who else?
Eleazar.
Stop. Nakaraka. Who are to do the service in the tabernacle?
The Aaronites.
Who else?
That I know.
La'ah.
Gershonites. Merites.
La'ah. 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 We're going to find out. We're going to read. Matter of fact, who does the service in the tabernacle? The Gershonites, the Merites, and the Kohathites. The Aaronites do the job in the temple. They're the only ones that can go inside the temple. The other Levites cannot go inside the temple. And when the Aaronites go into the temple, there are only some of them that can go inside the veil. So they can't go inside the veil. Because remember, when you go inside the veil, you got to have bells on, you know what I'm saying, and everything else. We'll get to that. All right, verse 24. This is the service of the family of the Gershonites to serve and for burdens. All right, so this is the service of the families of the Gershonites to serve and for burdens. Like, the meat, the fork, and everything else, taking them, cutting everything up, slicing, pulling skin off of lambs and oxes and stuff like that. Those are the burdens. And they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle. Well, you're about to hear the burdens. And they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle and the tabernacle of the congregation, his covering and the covering of the badger skins that is above upon it, and the hanging of the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the hanging of the court, and the hanging of the door of the gate of the court, which is by the tabernacle and by the altar round about, and their cords, and all the instruments of their service, and all that is made for them, so shall they serve. At the appointment of Aaron and his sons shall be all the service of the sons of Gershonites, in all their burdens, and in all their service, and ye shall appoint unto them in charge all their burdens. This is the service of the families of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation, and their charge shall be under the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. Now, so now go to verse 21 real quick. Go ahead. You can just start reading. I just want to show something.
Numbers chapter 4, verse 21. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take also the sum of the sons of Gershon throughout the houses of their fathers by their families, from 30 years old and upward, until 50 years old, shalt thou number. Shalt thou number them, all that enter to perform the service, to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. This is the service of the families of the Gershonites to serve and for burdens. And they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle. The curtains right here, they be going inside here, and inside the tabernacle. Let's show you real quick. Let me get a better picture. The curtains in front right here, but let me find a better picture. These damn Edomites is crazy. All right, go ahead. And they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle, and the tabernacle of the congregation is covering of the badger skins. Right up here. That is above it, that is above upon it. And the hanging of the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Right here. And the hanging of the court, and the hanging of the door of the gate of the court, which is by the tabernacle, by the altar round about it, and their cords, and all the instruments of their service, and all that is made for them, so shall they serve. At the appointment of Aaron and his sons shall be all the service of the sons of the Gershonites, and all their burdens, and in all their service, and ye shall appoint unto them and charge all their burdens. This is the service of the families, the sons of Gershon, the tabernacle of the congregation, and their charge shall be under the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. As for the sons of Merari, thou shalt number them. Merari. Thou shalt number them after their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old shalt thou number them. Every one that entered into the service to do work of the tabernacle of the congregation. And this is the charge of their burden, according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords, with all their instruments, and with all their service. And this is the job of who? Come.
What are we on right now? Am I right? So on the Gershonites. Oh, so it's Issachar, Judah, and Zebulon. That's how. And then that's the East Court. You know what I'm saying West Court, North, and South. But go ahead.
Verse 31. And this is the charge of their burden, according to all their service, in the tabernacle of the congregation, the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords with all their instruments, and with all their service, and by name ye shall reckon the instruments of the charge of their burden. This is the service of the families of the sons of Merari, according to all their service.
Merari.
According to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, under the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. And Moses and Aaron, the chief of the congregation, numbered the sons of the Kohathites, after their families, after the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, every one that entereth into the service for the work in the tabernacle of the congregation.
Right.
Those that were numbered of them by their families were 2,750. These are they that were numbered of the families of the Kohathites, all that might do service at the tabernacle of the congregation, which Moses and Aaron did number, according to the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. And those that were numbered of the sons of Gershon throughout their families and by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, every one that enters into the service for the work in the tabernacle of the congregation, even those that were numbered of them throughout their families by the house of their fathers, were 2,630.
Mm-hmm.
These are they that were numbered of the families of the sons of Gershon, of all that might do service in the tabernacle of the congregation, whom Moses and Aaron did number according to the commandment of the Lord. And those that were numbered of the families of the sons of Merari throughout their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and up.
It's pronounced Merari.
Throughout their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and up, even unto the 50 years old, every one that enters into the service for the work in the tabernacle of the congregation.
So I'm going off the years that the Most High stopped the service of some of the Levites of what age is actually the age of retirement, you know what I'm saying, or work, you know. Over here they started at what time? What age and up? 30? From 30 years old upward, even until 50 years old. So it's actually 20 years of work, because and it all pans out, because like me, my body ain't gonna leave the house. To me, I want him to leave the house like, after he finished college, get his credit straight and being able to go out into the world and find something. So it'd be like 20, 25 or 30. You know what I'm saying? That's a good age. Just like in the scriptures, that's a good age. They're prepared. They're much prepared. Then, they probably have been court. Nowadays you probably want to have your son get married in college, but more after college. These young men have a lot of these young men and women have a lot of access to the internet, and they're watching porn. Pornhub is the big one for college students and high school students and junior high students. and they have these phones and they're watching them and they're putting dick pics and cootie cat pics on their phone and all this stuff. So they're having sex a whole lot earlier. Now, I don't want to get too much into that. So what I'm trying to say is just the working ages, 30 now is younger, you know what I'm saying? And retirement age, I'm gonna go by this, 50. That's a retirement age right there. So go ahead.
Verse 41. These are they that were numbered of the families of the sons of Gershon, of all that might do service in the tabernacle of the congregation.
You said what verse?
Verse 41.
All right, come.
These are they that were numbered of the families of the sons of Gershon, of all that might do service in the tabernacle of the congregation, whom Moses and Aaron did number according to the commandment of the Lord. And those that were numbered of the families of the sons of Merari, throughout their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, every one that entereth into the service for the work of the tabernacle of the congregation, even those that were numbered of them after their families, were 3,200. These be those that were numbered of the families of the sons of Merari, whom Moses and Aaron numbered according to the word of the Lord by the hand of Moses.
Come.
All those that were numbered of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron and the chief of Israel numbered after their families, after the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, everyone that came to do the service of the ministry and the service of the burden and the tabernacle of the congregation. Even those that were numbered of them were 8,500, fourscore. According to the commandment of the Lord, they were numbered by the hand of Moses, every one according to his service and according to his burden. Thus were they numbered of him, and as the Lord commanded Moses. All
Yahweh said, what we're doing here. Switch spots. The Carver cousin, So yeah, the age, the age of work was at a higher age than it is now. The retirement age was at an earlier age than it is now. We benefited our people a whole lot at that time. The money rotated amongst the people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was in their place at that time. Things worked a lot better. Money circulated throughout the communities. You know what I'm saying? And things were a lot beautiful and they were working in order. You know what I'm saying? And these Levites did their job in the tabernacle. That was their job. The Gershite, the Kohathites, the Ma'arites. You know what I'm saying? Then you had Ithamar, who was an Aaronite. You know what I'm saying? But that's always it is. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Nakar sons, Nakarites. You know what I'm saying? You're a Nakarite, huh? Yeah. So they know who's his father. Very, very famous amongst the people. Nakarite, huh? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm a Nakar. All right, Khan, Shalom, young lord. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say you're Markadak. Yeah, I'm a Markadak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, yeah, Khan, young lord. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So Ithamar was over the Gershonites. Ithamar was also over the Kohathites. Ithamar was also over the Ma'arites. All right. It was Ithamar's job to be over them and place them for the duties of the tabernacle, but not the temple. Okay. So now Ithamar has a job. He's over these men. Okay. Now you got two other brothers. Okay. That are going to have some jobs to do. Okay. Chapter 5, Baba Kishan.
Chapter 5. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper and everyone that had an issue.
Every leper?
Leper. And everyone that had an issue. And whosoever is defiled by the dead.
So that issue is an STD or a woman's period. All right, let's look through that real quick. A leper is leprosy. An issue. This is talking about STD or a woman's period. Flow, a heavy issue, gush out, pine away, run. To flow, gush, issue, or discharge. Women have discharges every 28 days. Life is pushed out of them that is dead. They have dead life in them. Okay? To flow or issue from women, have an issue, flux, participle. And we'll get into this real quick. A flow, a gush. Let's go down and I'll look up something for y'all real quick. Right here. Zub, a primitive root to flow freely as water, i.e., specifically to have a sexual flux, figuratively to waste away, also to overflow, flow, gush out, have a running issue, pine away, run. So I ain't got to look it up no more. I just told you. Sexual flux, to have a sexual flux.
So like STD,
Huh?
STD?
Yes, sir. If this brother or this sister got an STD, put them out the camp.
So it's not the menstrual?
Yeah, it is menstrual right here. Look, discharge. Look at of issue from women. Have an issue. Up here is talking about discharge. Women have discharges every 28 days. It's talking about an STD or discharge. Because when a woman's period, you put them out the camp. Lepers, you put out the camp. And STDs, you put them out the camp. Okay. Let's see something. Flux. All right. The action or process of flowing or flowing out. The flux of men and women moving back and forth. Medicine. An abnormal discharge of blood or other matter from or within the body. Verb. To treat a metal object with flux to promote metalling. All right. All right, go ahead and finish.
Verse 3, both male and female shall ye put out the camp shall ye put that they defile not their camps, in the midst whereof I dwell. And the children of Israel did so, and put them out without the camp, as the Lord spake unto Moses.
Mm-hmm.
So did the children of Israel. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, when a man or a woman shall commit any sin, that man commit to do a trespass against the Lord, and that person be guilty, then they shall confess their sin which they have done, and he shall recompense his trespass with the principal thereof, and add unto it the fifth part thereof, and
Right.
give it unto him against who he had trespassed. But if the man have no kinsman to recompense the trespass unto, let the trespass be recompensed unto the Lord, even to the priest. Besides, a ram of the atonement, whereby an atonement shall be made for him, and every offering of all the holy things of the children of Israel, which they bring unto the priest, shall be his. And every man's hollow thing shall be his. Whatsoever any man give it the priest, it shall be his.
Yeah, that's if, like I said, both male and, chapter 5, verse 3, both male and female shall you put out without, I mean, socks like I'm on the wrong one. Oh. Verse 6. Speak unto the children of Israel when a man or woman shall commit any sin that man commit to do a trespass against the Lord, and that person be guilty, then they shall confess their sin which they have done, and he shall recompense his trespass with the principal thereof, and add unto it the fifth part thereof, and give it unto him against whom he has trespassed. Now, trespassing against somebody is trespassing against the Lord. Why? Because that is a civil law. You have broke a civil law, and you have trespassed against the Most High because he have already said not to do that. That's how you trespassed against the Most High. Keep going.
Every man hallowed things shall be his.
Verse,
Whatsoever.
chapter and verse, Bible Kasha.
Chapter 5, verse 10. And every man's hallowed thing shall be his. Whatsoever any man giveth the priest, it shall be his. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him, and a man lie with her carnally, and it be hidden from the eye of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there is no witness against her, neither shall be taken with the manner, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled, or if the spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her. The tenth
So
part.
right here, you got the spirit of jealousy. Now, I've said this before to numerous people. What caused that man to be jealous? Numerous things could have caused that man to be jealous. But it all starts from an understanding in the beginning. Okay? Always starts from an understanding beginning with that woman, and that woman knowing what that man don't like. It should always be an understanding beginning. Granted, things are forgotten throughout the relationship, which it shouldn't. Things are forgotten. And this woman could forget about something. But some things you don't have to explain to women. Women are very smart. Very smart. So to mess up on something as plain as that, you gotta narrow it down to just some women don't know men and what they should not be doing. That's no excuse at all. That's on her. Because she has a choice and he has a choice. She has a choice to make, he has a choice to make. So if she chooses not to be as educated when it comes to her husband as possible, that is on her. She has failed as well. That man has probably already let her know in the beginning, but if he didn't, he has failed in doing his part in the relationship. It takes two to tangle, but there's double standards when it comes to a relationship with a man and a woman. And these double standards have to be accepted from the beginning. Woman has to know the nature of a man. Man has to know the nature of a woman. Without these things coming to heed, things will go out of whack. Okay? So continue about with the chef.
A tenth part of an ephah of barley meal. He shall parade no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance.
So bringing what to remembrance?
Iniquity to remembrance.
So the woman has transgressed by her husband being jealous of her. She has caused her husband to be jealous. Now, women, let's not run to the point where it's his fault. He can't control something. No. Okay, then that's like us blaming it on the Most High. It's your fault, Yahweh, that you can't control yourself. What? Does that even make sense? That don't make sense. That is an excuse to place blame. That is an excuse to place blame. Someone is placing blame. Ah, I didn't make you trip, fall on a rod. Did I push you onto another man? No. No man can ever push a woman on to another man. That woman had to push herself. I could respect in her duty. At the same time, it's always best to have an understanding from the beginning. That's just the best thing. Is to get that understanding out. Say what you both want, write it down, do a video. You know what I'm saying? Talking points is very important. That way this don't happen. That spirit of jealousy come upon man. But if so, it happens and that man is right. That man is right. It's bad for her. Rotten of the thighs, swelling of the belly. Like now, a lot of these women have rotten of the thighs and swelling of the belly. But it's a curse. They've been doing a lot. They've been cursed. Thighs rotting away and their belly is swelling. Ain't nothing like a woman with a swelled up belly and rotten thighs. This just looks so nasty. But go ahead.
Verse 16. The priest shall bring her near and set her before the Lord. The priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel.
Where you at?
Verse 17. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel.
Earthen vessel.
Earthen vessel.
Come.
And of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water.
Come.
The priest shall set the woman before the Lord, and uncover the woman's head, and put the offering of memorial in her hands, which is the jealousy offering. And the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that causeth the curse. And the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say unto the woman, if no man have lied with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water.
Basically, this water ain't gonna do nothing to you. Right?
That caused the curse. But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man had lied with thee besides thy husband, then the priest should charge the woman with an oath of cursing, and the priest should say unto the woman, the Lord make thee a curse and an oath, and another among thy people, when the Lord do make thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell. And this water that caused the curse shall go into thy bowels to make thy belly to swell and thy thigh to rot. And the woman shall say, Amen, Amen. And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out with the bitter water. And he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causes the curse. And the water that causes the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. Then the priest shall take the jealousy offering out of the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering before the Lord, and offer it upon the altar. And the priest shall take an handful of the offering, even the memorial thereof, and burn it upon the altar. And afterwards shall cause the woman to drink the water. And when he had made her to drink the water, then it shall come to pass that if she be defiled and have done trespass against her husband, that the water that causes the curse shall enter into her, become bitter, and her belly shall swell, and her thigh shall rot. The woman shall be a curse among her people. And if the woman be not defiled, but be clean, then she shall be free, and shall conceive seed. This is the law of jealousy, when a woman goeth aside to another instead of her husband, and is defiled. And when the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, he jealous over his wife, and shall set the woman before the Lord, and the priest shall execute upon her all this law. Then shall the man be guiltless from iniquity, and this woman shall bear her iniquity.
Is that the end?
Yeah.
Call Shara, the Bar Yahweh, and Ayashai, Manat Shemai. Mother Yahweh said, will we do and hear? Come. Straight places. Oh, shut. So, when a man or woman commit trespass against another, you know, is you're committing a trespass against the Most High. Period. That's what you're doing, because the Most High has already set statutes of how you're supposed to deal. Statutes, moral, civil, statutes as in standards and principles when it comes to civil, moral, dietary, and ceremonial, and you break them, those judgments, to trespass against the Most High by trespassing against your own brother. Okay? These things are supposed to happen. These things are supposed to happen because they're judgments according to the statutes and commandments that you've broken. Okay? You got statutes, commandments, and judgments. Statutes, commandments, and judgments. Statutes are principles and standards, all right, of moral, civil, dietary, and ceremonial. And you got commandments of commanding you to do these things, all right? And if you don't do them, here goes the judgment. So this was a judgment for a statute and a commandment that they broke, okay? So let's move over to chapter 6. Hold on, let me... Now, the best word to use when a woman is defiled or unclean is ta'amah. It's just, it takes the negative stigmatism off. You know what I'm saying? A stigmatism of, oh my God, my pain and everything. You know, you want to get rid of that. Just like, hey, you're ta'amah. You're ta'amah. I mean, you're defiled. You're unclean. You know what I mean? So it's best to use the Hebrew words to take away that negative stereotype or the stigmatism about it. You're ta'amah. You're ta'amah. All right, not ta'amah. Ta'amah. You're ta'amah. You're unclean. You're ta'amah. All right. All right, let's go to chapter 6. All right, Bond, go ahead and read.
Numbers chapter 6, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, say unto them, neither man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord. He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink. They shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dry.
Okay.
All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk.
Okay.
All the days of the vow of the separation, there shall no razor come upon his head until the days be fulfilled, in which he separateth himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow.
So the separation is something that he's going to stay away from. He's not going to do this. He's not going to do that until a certain period of time. He's separating himself from something. That's what he's doing. He's separating himself from something to get to increase power, strength, the ability to stop things, stop doing this for a period along a certain amount of time. He's gaining this power, and he's doing it with prayer. He's doing it with fasting from this thing that he's separating himself from. All right, and he shall let the locks of his head grow. Let's look into that. Is it dreadlocks? Hair, long hair of head, locks, leader. It's just talking about long hair. When you go into the scriptures, when it's talking about locks, just talking about long hair. All right. You got curly, you know what I'm saying, hair, nappy hair that tangles up and everything else. Also, braided hair can lock it up, but it's not talking about dead hair. All right. So go ahead, bud.
Verse 6. All the days that he separated himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body.
Okay.
He shall not make himself unclean
Mm-hmm.
for his father, or for his mother, or for brother, or for sister.
Because if he's making a vow to the Most High, he has to live that out. You can't. Your parents, somebody died, nowhere, buddy. You go nowhere, right? And when you do this vow, is it including your beard, cutting your beard? We got to find that out too, because I know you got to cut your hair. I don't know about your beard. Go ahead.
When they die, because it's the consecration of his God is upon his head.
Huh.
All the days of his separation, he is holy unto the Lord. And if any man die very suddenly by him, and he has defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day shall he shave it. And on 8th day he shall bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. And he shall consecrate unto the Lord the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled. And this is the law of the Nazarite. When the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and he shall offer his offering unto the Lord, one he lamb of the first year without blemish, for a burnt offering, and one ewe lamb of the first year without blemish, for a sin offering, and one lamb without blemish for peace offerings, and a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread anointed with oil, and their meat offering and their drink offering. And the priest shall bring them before the Lord, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord with the basket of uncleanness. No, sorry, with the basket of unleavened bread.
A basket of uncleanness.
The priest shall offer also his meat offering and his drink offering.
Okay.
And the Nazarite shall shave his head and of it. The Nazarite shall shave his head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Shall take the hair of his head of his separation and put it in the fire, which is under the sacrifice of his peace offering.
Okay.
And the priest shall take the side and shoulder of the ram, and one unleavened cake out of the basket, and one unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazarite, and the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. This is holy for the priest, with the wave breast and the heaven shoulder, and the heave shoulder. There you go. And after that, the Nazarite may drink wine. This is the law of the Nazarite who hath vowed, and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation. Besides that, his hand shall get according to the vow he vowed, so he must do after the law of his separation. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, The Lord bless thee, and keep thee, and the Lord make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. And the Lord lift up his countenance upon thee, and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. Call Sharad
by Yahweh.
Shalom. Yeah, said we're doing.
Said what we're doing here. Con. So look back right here to the reason for this. I mean, his goal to reach, and what and one of his goals is to accept a blessing from the Most High, right? Of inflicting himself and putting something away that he really needs to put away, and that he needs to put away. And this is Numbers 6:21. This is the law of the Nazarite who hath vowed, and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation. Beside that his hand shall get. Beside that his hand shall get. All right. So this is the law of the Nazarite who hath vowed, and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation, and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation of what he needs to be separated from. Beside that, his hand shall get according to the vow which he vowed. So he must do after the law of his separation, which is the Nazarite vow. Stay away from these things. Don't go near these things. Leave it alone. Okay? So, all right.
Chapter the
Yeah, but we're gonna do it differently. We're gonna read to we're gonna read verse 1 to verse 16, and then from there we're gonna skip to 84, verse 84 after 16, because they're all doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing.
The book of Numbers, chapter 7.
Hold up, real quick. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Book of Numbers, chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass on the day that Moses had fully set up the tabernacle, he had anointed and sanctified it, and all the instruments thereof, both the altar and all the vessels thereof, and had anointed them and sanctified them, that the prince of Israel, heads of the house of their fathers, who were the prince of the tribes, and were over them that were numbered, offered. They brought their offerings before the Lord, 6 covered wagons, and 12 wagons for
12 oxen.
A wagon for 2 of the princes, and for each one an ox, and they brought them before the tabernacle.
Mm-hmm. So the tabernacle was that big gate. Real quick, let me go back to my pictures. The tabernacle, so people can see. This is where they're bringing them right here at this gate. All right, go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take it of them, that they may be to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Thou shalt give them unto the Levites, to every man according to his service. And Moses took the wagons and the oxen, and gave them unto the Levites. 2 wagons of 4 oxen he gave unto the sons of the Gershons, according to their service. And 4 wagons and 8 oxen he gave unto the sons of Merari. Verse 8, Merari?
Yeah. Merari, yeah.
According unto their service under the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. But unto the sons of the Kohan he gave none, because the service of the sanctuary belonging unto them was that they should bear upon their shoulders. And the prince offered for dedicating of the altar, and the day that it was anointed, even the prince offered their offerings before the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Moses, They shall offer their offerings ex princes on his day for the dedicating of the altar. And he that offered his offering the first day was Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, of the tribe of Judah.
This is the dedicating of the altar. You also have a dedicating of the altar in the Maccabees as well.
And his offering was 1 silver charge.
Hold up. Where are you at?
Verse 13. And his offering was 1 silver charge. The weight thereof was 130 shekels. 1 silver bowl of 17 shekels after the shekels of the sanctuary. Both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering. 1 spoon of 10 shekels of gold, full of essence. 1 young bullock, 1 ram one lamb of the first year for the burnt offering, one kid of the goats for a sin offering.
Is that 16?
Yeah.
Okay, now what he just read is going to go all the way to verse 89. This was Judah, and it's going to go through all the tribes. They're doing the same thing, okay? The whole time. There's no disruption. There's nothing different. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip to verse 84. So everybody skip to verse 84 because they're doing the same thing, okay? So go ahead, verse 84.
This was the dedication of the altar in the day when it was anointed by the prince of Israel. 12 chargers of silver, 12 silver bowls, 12 spoons of gold. Each charger of silver weighed 130 shekels, each bowl 17. All the silver vessels weighed 2,400 shekels.
So real quick, those charger bowls and everything else and the spoons and stuff that were weighed and that were weighed up to a shekel. Like remember when you looked up that the dollar compared to the shekel, it was more than this. Is just pure gold they messing with. You know how Yahweh is. They always get that film and scum off the top when they heat it up and everything else. So this stuff weight is worth more than what they say it is. So go ahead.
After the shekel of the sanctuary,
Mm-hmm.
the golden spoons were 12 full of essence, weighed 10 shekel pieces after the shekels of the sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
All the gold of the spoons was 120 shekels. All the oxen for the burnt offering were 12 bullocks, the rams 12, the lambs of the first year 12, for their meat offering, and the kids of the goats for sin offering 12, and all the oxen for the sacrifices of the peace offering 20, and 4 bullocks, the rams 60, the he goats 60, the lambs of the first year 60. This was the dedication of the altar. After that, it was anointed. And when Moses was gone into the tabernacle of the congregation to speak with him, he heard the voice of one speaking unto him from off the mercy seat that was upon the ark of the testimony from between the two cherubims, and he spake unto him.
That's what happened. Most High always, his angels or Yahweh Shai is always going to speak from him. But Yahweh's not going to speak. That I've seen through that cherubim is going to be either the angels or Yahweh Shai. I haven't heard the Most High, about Most High speaking cherubims yet. He was always carrying an order. He was always carrying an order for something done. But Kal Shara, the Bar Yahweh, Anai Shai, Anai Shemai, all that Yahweh said, what we doing here? All right. So where we going now, Bon?
Judges.
Okay, Judges, what?
13.
Two to five?
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, where's my bookmarker? Okay, start from one. Read the five.
Judges chapter 13, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years.
So now we're reading about the captivity of the Philistines. All right, so
And there was a certain man.
Hold on. You uncircumcised Philistines. For years captivity. Go ahead.
There was a certain man, Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Monah, and his wife was barren, and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine or strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head.
So stop right there. So when you go back to number 6 and verse 21, this is the law of the Nazarite, who hath vowed, and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation. Besides that is his hand shall get, according to the vow which he vowed. So he must do after the law of his separation. So from the womb, Samson was a Nazarite vow. I mean, from the womb, he was a Nazarite. From the womb. All right. It's like a parents is vowing for their children to be Nazarites their whole life.
And that means she took the Nazarite vow till he was born.
Right then and there. She probably stayed a Nazarite vow. You know, it's easier on the family. Everybody becomes a Nazarite. You know what I'm saying? And a Nazarite vow, the power in them. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5, For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines.
Who's this?
Samson.
Exactamando. Samson was a Nazarite. And when we looked up locks, it was long hair. It was not dreadlocks. It was long hair, nappy hair. Right? Locks is just long hair. So where are we going now? To the gospel, right?
Luke chapter 1, verse.
And everything coincides together. I told you this was a short Torah portion, but it's just showing you the power and the vow of things and how much power you can gain. Look how much power Samson got. Samson was a powerful man. And having a Nazarite vow, doing that Nazarite vow was just so much better. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a hard vow to take. You know what I'm saying? Because if you make a promise and an oath to the Most High, you're going to have to keep it. You know what I'm saying? But like taking a Nazarite vow right now in your age, some people can do it, some people can't. Some people want to do it for like, some people do it for a whole time.
So, but you can't. You have to let all your hair grow. Can't cut it. Can't trim it. Nothing.
Can't cut no hair on your body.
Wait, I thought it was on your head. Consecration on your head.
Can't do your beard either.
Yeah.
And this is your face.
I'm talking about like down.
So that means you'll have whiskers?
Yeah. Can't cut nothing on your head. Can't drink anything of grapes. So no wine. There's like honey wine and stuff. Can't drink no grape juice. Can't drink no with grape. No, you can't drink. You can't eat raisins.
Raisins?
No, not they can't eat raisins.
Oh, raisins. What about grapes? Can you eat grapes?
Nope. There's a lot of stuff. You can drink liquor. Nah.
No, you can't drink liquor.
Beer.
Nope. Just can't drink strong drink. Or is it most high it is?
So now we go Luke chapter 1, verse 11 through 20. Go ahead, brother.
Luke chapter 1, verse 11,
Start from 10.
verse 10. And the whole multitude of the people were praying without.
Slack on verse 20 and 21. 20 and 11, right?
No, Luke chapter 1.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Y'all are. Been a long week.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, that plane ride still got me.
Yeah.
The plane ride.
What's that jet lag?
Yeah, bro, still do. I still feel it. Like I haven't caught up to anything. I just like,
And like the time is weird too.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Just 3 hours ahead. That's not.
Bro, we was like 6 hours ahead.
Oh,
Because we went because when we went from Puerto Rico to New Jersey, we went back 3 hours, and then when we came from when we went from Puerto Rico to Washington, we went back 3 hours, and then from Washington to San Diego went back 3 hours. So that's 6 hours. Yeah, we went back. Wait, I don't know, man.
When we got there, it was 3 hours ahead.
Oh God.
But we were just going through different times.
Yeah, we was going to time zone. So
All right, go ahead.
Luke chapter 1. Verse, oh man, something that I was on the phone with in the car. I was on the phone in the car with a cop, and he was like, "Dang, you're basically like in the future."
Yeah. This is what the future looks like.
But Luke chapter 1, verse 11. And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord standing on the right side of the altar of incense. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for the prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John. And thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. For he shall be great in the sight of the Lord, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink. And he shall be filled with the Holy Ghost, even from his mother's womb. And many of the children of Israel were and many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their God.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall go before him in the spirit of power of Elias. Scripture to prove that.
Exactly. And were you in the spirit and power of Elias? That's what Matthew 11.
Luke.
No, I'm just talking about when Christ talking about. Was that Matthew 11? I got a precept that. Yep. Matthew 11,
16.
11 to 15. Come. So start back at 17.
Luke chapter 1, verse 17. And he shall go before him in the spirit and the power of Elias to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord.
Come.
And Zacharias said unto the angel, Whereby shall I know this? For I am an old man, and my wife well stricken in years. And an angel answered and said unto him,
Said his wife was what? Well stricken in years? Keep going.
And the angel answering said unto him, I am Gabriel, that stand in the presence of God, and is sent to speak unto thee, and to shew thee these glad things, these glad tidings. And behold, thou shalt be dumb
and not able to speak until the day that these things shall be performed, because thou believest not my words, which shall be fulfilled in their season.
Mm-hmm.
And the people waited for Zacharias and marveled that he tarried so long in the temple.
Where you at?
That was verse 21 right there.
You're going to verse 20. Verse 20, and behold, thou shalt be dumb and not able to speak to the day that these things shall be performed, because thou believest not my words, which shall be fulfilled in their hands. So let's go somewhere real quick. Start at Luke 1 and 11. And appeared unto him an angel of the Lord standing in the right side of the altar of incense. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. So, Zachariah, give me Numbers 4 and 16, Baba Kushah. Let's see who is John related to. Is he a Levite of the Gershonites, Kohathites, or the Merarites, or is he an Aaronite? We'll find out.
Numbers chapter 4, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And to the office of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest.
Hold on real quick. Go ahead.
And to the office of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, pertaining to oil for the light, and the sweet incense, and the daily meat offerings, and the anointing oil, and the oversight of all the tabernacle of that therein is in the sanctuary and in the vessels thereof.
So he was a what?
All right.
What was it?
Son of Eleazar.
So he's a what?
Aaronite.
He's an Aaronite. John is an Aaronite. Okay, you can tell by the job that his father was doing. Right here, verse 11, Luke 11. Luke 1. Luke 1 and 11. Luke chapter 1, verse 11. And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord, standing in the right side of the altar of incense. Only people that's going to be in the altar of incense are going to be inside of the temple right there, are the Aaronites and Moses. That's it. John was an Aaronite. Okay. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John. And thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. For he shall be great in the sight of the Lord, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink, and he shall be filled with the Holy Ghost even from his mother's womb. So, what is this right here? Verse 15. For he shall be great. For he shall be great in the sight of the Lord, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink. That is saying he is a what? A Nazarite, right? He took a Nazarite vow from birth. So let's see Numbers. So this is Numbers chapter 6. Let me go there. Number 6 and 3. I'm sorry from 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, When either man or woman shall separate themselves to a vow, or a vow of a Nazarite to separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine, or no vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dry grapes. Okay? The Nazarite. He took the Nazarite vow. Probably most likely from birth. That's why he was so powerful. All right. Cool. I'm gonna drop that. Get back to this. And many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their God, and he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias. And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias, to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. So, and he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias. Is he Elias? Let's find out. Let's see what Christ got to say. So now, hold on, let me go there. All right, read Matthew 11:11, and read from there and go to 15.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 11.
And this is Christ speaking. Go ahead.
Really, I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist unto now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and of the violent take it by force. Verse 13. For all the prophets in the law prophesied unto John. And if we receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear.
Elias is John, coming in the spirit and power of Elias.
Elias is Isaiah.
Isaiah is John. So, because he's coming in the spirit of him, that means his spirit is being. I'm saying when people
like why do you call him by the name Elias?
Oh, why do we call who? John?
You know, Isaiah Elias.
Oh, Isaiah.
I'm pretty sure it's because New Testament was written in Greek, so I think it like changed over, but I'm have to ask.
Yeah, that's interesting. Isaiah is Elias. I'm gonna call Elias.
All right. All right, now we back here. All right, so with that, we'll end out on some prayers. We'll get to our day. Let's go.
All right, body on the Russian. Everybody takes the east. Already be bowed down. In your car, legs cover your head, men like cover your head. You best turn your car around, face the east. Everybody, have your kids sit down. If they don't want to listen, respect them on their sides. Okay? Here we go. This is the Aliyah now. It is our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the Author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the lands, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitudes. For they worship vanity, impotence, pray to a God who cannot save. But we bow in worship and thank the Supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be He who extends the heavens and establishes the earth. His throne of glory is in the heavens above. His power's presence is in the highest of heights. He is our God. There is no other. Truly, He is our King. There is none else. As it is written in the Torah, you shall know and take to heart this day that the Yahweh is Elohim, the heavens above, and on earth below. There is no other. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hashem, Hashem, Yahushua, Yahushua, Mashiach, Mashiach. Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, 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 Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, 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 Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad, for Israel, our God, the Lord. All right.
The Ten Commandments, love the neighborhood of Yahweh, Anya, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Asherah, Awatazah, Atika, Oratazah, Oratazayah, Oratazayah, La'ah, Yahaya, Lakha, Alahayim, Akarim, Apanya, La'ah, Ta'asha, Lakha, Sol, Ala'ah, Ta'abidam, La'ah, to the court God, Hashem, Yahweh, Ashawah, Zakar, Hayawam, Ashabat, Lakadashu, Shabbat, Abaka, Amaka, La'ah, Ratazak, La'ah, Tana'ah, La'ah, Lekanah, La'ah, Tana'ah, Shukor, La'ah, Takamah, Paul, Asherah, La'Raika, first greatest commandments. Hear, Israel, Yahweh our God, Yahweh is one. Thou shalt love Yahweh thy God with all thy heart, soul, and might. Second greatest commandments. Ra'ayka la'ato kuma la'ato tar asman ya'anka wa'abada la'ra'ayka kamani Yahweh. I shall not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. I shall love thy neighbor thyself. This is Article 1, Hasha'ah, only the woman. And when Yahushua was in Bethany, the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, that indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for 300 pence, 1 year's wages, given to the poor. When Yahushua understood, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath brought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor with me, but yet not always. When that she hath spoiled this ointment on body, she therefore my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this woman hath done be told from before of her. Hallelujah. 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 Hashem. Yahushua. Yahushua.
Hey, the water for sticking through the Sabbath service. A lot of people can't do that. You know, learning is not their strong suit when it comes to the Torah. Right? When it comes to the Sabbath service, those that are who are really diligent in the Sabbath service and they're listening and they're learning the law, you know, they can easily defer turn away from things a whole lot faster. All right, and with that, give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, who brought in called Jesus Christ. Shalom.